Hey, everybody, it's Kate Richburg. I hope you didn't hear that giant crash that just happened. Or if you did, one of these shelves, my shelf kind of took a little bit of a header. So hopefully it won't fall in the middle of our broadcast, and I will fix it when the broadcast is done. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's the 26th of August. We're getting through it. We're getting through August, which is good because it's hot. I don't know if you guys, where you are, it feels like it's hot everywhere, doesn't it? It's crazy. Oh, it's great to see everybody here. Sorry, I had to restart. There was a little bit of an issue. We're having a little bit of an echo issue in this broadcast. So I don't think you can hear an echo now. So hopefully it won't come back. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Always something with this. So I'm excited to share some ideas with you today. And it was something I was spurned on by a little bit of what we did at the bead retreat. And I want to share some of that with you. You may have seen in the newsletter yesterday, I launched a couple of things from my stash because we're doing a little bit of cleanup after the retreat and stuff. And I came across all this stuff, and Miranda and I are like, let's take a break from cleaning and do something fun, like make stash bags. So that's what we did. So there are 2 bags, and there are still a few left, though you folks love them. We still have a few left, and I'm going to talk about them for you. They're full of really cool and interesting things. And I know that kind of getting a bag of random stuff can kind of be not intimidating, but sometimes you need a little bit of idea pushing, right? A little bit of prompting, I guess, is the right word. So today's show is all about prompting. Plus, I was kind of thinking about a project with some of the Swarovski that's in my stash. I'm going to show you that too. And I think I've kind of come up with a good idea for it, and I'll show you those. So let's get to it, shall we? My mannequin seems to be turned. Let me turn her. There we go. I think that's better. All right. And so, yeah, we should call. I know. I knew it was going to come up, so I'm going to address it. I'm sad today. I don't know if you guys are sad today, but as we all know, we lost Dolly Parton yesterday. Ay, 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 ay. She did so. I mean, regardless of being an amazing, talented singer, songwriter, actress, she also was a really amazing human being, right? So yeah, I'm not going to go on about it because I'm sad. I'm sad. You know, she her book initiative where she gave out books, all of her great generous donations as a philanthropist. I also saw, and I shouldn't ever go on Facebook in the morning, first thing in the morning. But we also lost Tim Curry, which, those of you who kind of grew up in the late 70s and 80s and went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or if you loved his other movies like Clue, the classic, Such a talented actor and all around great human being. So, yeah, I saw that about. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings. So, anyway, so let's just, you know, pour one out for both of them. So, lots of love to their families and lots of love to us. I think we look at figures in entertainment, um, we feel like we know them, right? We feel like they have been maybe a part of our childhood or special moments, right? In our lives, always tied to music, or maybe you went on a first date to see a movie that person was in, or a last date. I don't know. I don't know. But we feel like these public figures are, really important in our lives, and they are because it helps us mark the time. So, um, anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm just but we are going to console ourselves with some beads today, um, because the beads are always there for us, right? Oh, I don't know that 5 heartbeats, Zach. I'm going to have to look that up. Michael Wright sounds really familiar. I don't go to the movies much anymore, though. You know what? Maybe I'll play hooky and go see a film today. No, Miranda's ears just have perked up. I've got a lot of work to do, but I love going to movies. I just don't do it anymore. All right. Well, enough of that. Enough of that chat. Let's get to some creativity, shall we? Let's celebrate our lives, being creative, having some fun together. And so let's do it. Let me add my camera to this stash. And my mom says a big thank you. Let me see if I can find my mom's comment while I'm moving things around. I can't find it, but my mom, oh, here we go. All of you had so many nice birthday wishes over on the bead table. We did have a great birthday for my mom. So thank you so much, everybody, for your kind wishes. For that, we had a good time. And let me get I know we should all just go see a midnight show of Rocky Horror somewhere. We should be able to, should be playing somewhere, right? There we go. Let's do that. All right. So, okay. Hey, Miranda, do you still have any of those needles left that I gave you for stringing? No. Because I needed that. Okay. I'll look. I've got some in here. I've got some. Okay. Let's take a look at what we've got here. First, I want to talk about these bags. Okay. And I know that sometimes like mystery bags and stuff feel like maybe they're like too much of a mystery for some people, right? And for others, it's like an adventure. Well, for me, it's definitely an adventure. And I had alluded a little bit to how this was kind of inspired by the bead retreat. So every year at the bead retreat, what I do is I have this printer's case, and some of you have seen it. I've shown it on shows before. I've got some printer case where I put like all of like my 1s and 2s and mystery, just kind of dump things that are left over from projects, things like that. And when Miranda and I were cleaning up from the retreat and we came across like all these kind of random beads and stuff, we're like, you know what? Let's just take a moment, have some fun, and make some mystery bags. So we made 2 of them, 2 different styles, not just 2 bags. This one is the Vintage Check Boho Stash mix. And this is the the smaller one of this. I know, Alita, a lot of you remember that the tray. The tray is so much fun. And I still use the drawers. You know, I put all of my single beads, ones and twos, small amounts. But this is the boho mix, and you get so many of these in the bag. I'm going to unclip this. I'm going to put this down. And this is all check glass, the boho stash mix. And I think I just love the way a random stringing, and I've shown you this before. I've done some random stringing with check glass before. But I love the way a random strand just strung kind of haphazardly looks together. And you can see we did that. This is with the other mix right here. Okay. So, but this one here, I want to lay it out. It has some big beads. It has some little beads. It has some just really beautiful colors. And this is a perfect starting point for you to design with. One of the things that I do when I'm either sorting my stash or I have, I don't know, what do I want to say? Sorting my stash or looking through a bunch of kind of like random beads or whatever, I'll start with color. Okay. And I'll usually start there. And I will, I'll sort them. Okay. Just kind of like what I'm doing here. So, and I'll sort them by color. And this is really fast. I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm kind of thinking what goes with what very superficially, not in a real orderly manner. These are kind of all brown. So this will kind of help you to figure out, you know, what you're going to do with these, right? This red one, I'll throw that. There's a few outliers, right? There's that red one's an outlier. These orange ones are a little bit of an outlier. These white, though the white I can push over to the pink. Okay, so we've got this. Okay. Now, let me embiggen this a little bit so you can see this. Now, what I'll do here, I'm just going to lay these out just to see what I have. Wendy said something that was really cool. She did it with a gold bugle bead between each random bead. And that's a great way of, like, what do I want to say? You know, making the stash go a little bit further, right? Is choose some kind of a seed bead, bugle bead, something like that. Okay. So let me show you. I'm just going to lay these out real quick, and then I've got an idea here. Look at these browns. I love them. Brown is such a color for fall. We're seeing a lot of this mocha and stuff, which I like. I've always liked brown. My grand's favorite color was brown. She loved brown, right? So here are these browns. Okay. So now I'm going to move these out of the way. So now I've got these kind of weird outliers here, right? This orange, right? So let's take a look at, I happen to have this tube of seed beads. This is from Danielle's last box, the Copper Canyon. Oh, and let me tell you this, because Margaret just put it up. We actually had a meeting yesterday for our next box, which we're all super excited about it. Janice is doing the mood board for it. We're really excited. That launches later this year, I think sometime in November, I think. Because we're doing all of the saffron and silk projects start next week. The unboxing, we were doing the unboxing this Friday, but Nile had a um a schedule conflict. It's all Nile's fault. So, and all for one, one for all. We're a team. So we're not going to do it without him. So, we are moving the unboxing to Saturday. So it'll be a Saturday broadcast. I've already changed it on the YouTube. I've pre-scheduled it, so it's there, and I will put it back into I'll put everything into the newsletter. We have the schedule for all of the saffron and silk projects, all of that. They've all been scheduled. So all of that will be done. And yes, Terry, thank you for asking. The remaining boxes and all of the extras will also be released on Saturday. And I'm sorry, I should put it in the newsletter today, or for this morning, but I had this show to craft and everything. So I'll have it in the newsletter, but all of that info will be there. Okay. So yeah, and we just had to decide this yesterday. Okay. So so sorry about that. But Nile had a last minute thing and he was double booked and he was super stressed about it. And we were like, you know what, let's just remove the stress. So that's what we did. So let's go back to this one. So I want to show you, I got these kind of random orange beads here and I put them with this brown. Okay. The other thing that I'm super into, and these mixes, especially this boho mix, has some of these large hold beads. So we have some of these really cool bead caps in the patina green. And so I want to show you, let me get a head pin for this. I want to show you how those look. And picking up some, that's not the right head pin, picking up some of these bead caps in the patina. I've got some others that have just kind of been burning a hole in my shelf that I either just need to launch or I need to find the right beads for. But bead caps are so great. And I love the way that terracotta, which is what I'm calling this orange and this, right? So we're going to use this colorway of this terracotta, this orange, these kind of random ones, this patina. I'm going to grab, I've got another one of our patina beads over here. We've got a few more. Are they sitting? Is my memory serving me? Well, I've got a couple loose ones here. We have a couple other styles, but I just have this one in front of me now. Let me see. And yeah, this is from Copper and Cactus, this one. But you can get any, go stash diving or go buy some orange ADOTs. Orange, some people really love orange, and some people are like, yeah, orange isn't in my wheelhouse. I love orange. I don't use orange that much, but I like them. I like it. So let me show you what we have here. Okay, there we go. I want to show you this. I'm going to put this on a head pin. Here is this squarish bead cap. There's our buddy Donna Chandler. How are you, Donna? Hope everything's going well. I hope you're feeling good. Good to see you in the chat. Look at how nice that cap looks on these larger beads. And again, these are in the boho check mix. This would make a great earring just like this, right? So you could get, let me get some of this opal on. And we had yesterday, we had the opal on sale yesterday. And to be honest, I haven't taken it off of sale. because I've just been busy. And so the Opalon, I will leave all the stretch is marked down. I think it's, let me see. I think it's on the home page. Hang on, let me look. It is. It's marked down, and we do have some overstock on this, so I'm not too upset about it. I hope Janice isn't, whoops, too upset about it either. Sorry, JP. I've marked it down 25% off, and if you stack it with our August 10 coupon code, your stretch cord will be a steal, right? At 35% off, which is crazy. But we've got plenty of it. So you can grab that Opalon. I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to do some quick random stringing of this. Okay. And we have the Opalon in different, like a size pack that has the different sizes in it and stuff. If you haven't tried it, or you're still kind of working with Stretch Magic only, this is the time to pick yourself up a spool. We have it in black, we have it in white. I'm just going to use the white here because it's what I have. I'm going to use a collapsible eye beading needle with it right here. And we're just going to string. Okay. And again, this is the boho check. I'm going to dive into the other one, the bead drawer stash. We'll look at that in a second. Okay. And Margaret, I am going to show the Swarovski in a minute. Okay. I'm going to show you in a second. So Terry's asking about the shredding. So Terry, I've been using this for a while, and I haven't encountered much shredding. Okay, but I know that people are frustrated with it. What Terry is talking about is Opalon is a stretch cord that is comprised of a bunch of strands that are kind of fused together like this and are flat. Okay, like that. So you want to use something that isn't too heavy so that your beads slide down it very easily. And I always use it doubled. The thing about stretch cord, whatever kind of elastic you're using, it's never permanent, right? Elastic is probably one of the cords that is the least durable, but if you use it correctly, right? And that means don't pre-stretch. I don't pre-stretch because I don't want to put any undue pressure on it. And I'm going to show you how I knot this up as well. Okay. That's why I wanted to do some stringing on this Opalon. Let me put this beauty, look at this on here, right? So we're adding some of this terracotta and some of this verdigris on here. Okay. So look at already what a color pop. I put 3 of the exact same color. I meant to mix it up. So let me mix it up. Let me do this. Let me put this one on. These are all vintage check, mostly vintage. Some new, but not many of them. I'll put, I don't know, I'm going to put another one with caps on it. Let's do that. The caps are perfect for this large one. Look at that. Just random. I'm not worried about it, too much with this. And, you know, with what I'm stringing. Let me put this on. Let me put this orange one on. This one. Let's see. Right? Look at how nice those look. Let me put one of these, though this is going to cover that seed bead, but it doesn't matter. I'll put that verdigris one on. This. Right? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to make this 7 inches. So I'm going to keep going here. Put another seed bead. Look at this nice little flat cube. Check glass is magic. Oh, and you know what? I'm not putting any of these orange ones on. Here, let me, well, hang on. It's maybe a little too random, right? There we go. Let me put this on. So that one goes there. Let me put, well, let me see how this looks. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, those are going to be too close. I'm going to take this off. Okay, and this is the 0.7 Opalon. I am going to string these one at a time so I don't shred. I'm going to put another orange one on. I'm going to put it in the opposite direction. I'm going to go here, right? So that one goes on. And you could lay them out. The whole point of this was not to lay it out, but you can, I mean, it's just a bracelet. Easy to correct a mistake, right? And it's not a mistake. It's just a redesign, right? So there's that. All right. So here's this. Now, I think that the holes seem to be pretty big. So let me see if I can just double this up. I think I can. I did it on the other side. Double this up and restring these guys back on. And let me mix up. These all had the same A dots on them too. So that one, that one, this one. These A dots go over this Opalon very, very easily. Now this kind of pebbly one. Let me slide this up a little bit so I've got a little more room. I need a seed bead. Then this one I didn't put. Well, I've got 2 more. Why not put the bead caps around them? And I'll put one of those. One of these. Slide all that on. And then I'm going to put this big hole one on. Let's measure. Okay. So, stretch cord, I think, does have a shelf life, right? If you keep it out of the sun and in a fairly climate controlled place, I think you should be okay. But like elastic, like we all have those things with elastic bands in them, right? That have like become overstretched and things like that. But when it's on the shelf, you know, and you haven't strung with it yet, if you've had some for a while, just kind of test it to make sure that it seems okay, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is almost 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these guys right here. And what I want, I'm actually going to take off this one because I've got those in there. What I want here is I'm going to end with a big hold bead. Now, you don't have to do this, and the bead hole does not have to be this big, but I want to show you what I do here. Let me measure this one more time. 6, 7. We're a little short, so I'll put this one over here on this end. There we go, because these beads all have different shapes and colors. Okay, so here we are. Now this is ready to tie up into a bracelet. Look at how great that bracelet looks, right? So good. So now what I do here is I'm going to do a full square knot like this. I'm going to go around and around. I'm going to tighten it up, and I'm not going to pull any stretch into this. Okay. I'm going to get my GS hypo, and I'm going to add it to the middle of that knot. I always glue my knots on stretch. Always, always. And I went double and through. Now here, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Tighten that down. And I pull it in the opposite direction until, see here, that knot isn't moving. And then I'm going to pull it in the opposite direction. Nothing's moving. Okay. And you will tighten, this will stretch just a touch because you are pulling it, but you don't want to pull a lot of stretch into this. And what I like about, and I'm going to cut this off. Let me get it close to my eyes so I can see it. If you have a bead that has a big hole, like a roller bead or something like that, you can just pop that large hole bead right over the knot. Okay, and there it is, right? That knot, the glue is going to, whoops, I just dropped my glue on the floor. Hang on. That knot is, and look at how this actually, look, for being random, look at what's symmetrical right there. It was so funny, right? We have these stringing patterns that we like, and we just do them, I guess. So, but I think it looks good. I like it. So I want to put that color, that patina color. Hang on. Sorry, I might have lost you for a second. I'm going to move these. So that was the brown, okay, from this mix that I had sorted the colors. Okay. We still have some orange left. And we've got these patina beads in here. I want to show you how using this as kind of, you've heard me say this before, use this kind of as your quote unquote neutral. I sorted these greens and blues out. Look at how these look. I'll get a little tighter in with my camera. right? So that was from that assortment. Look at how great that looks. These blues obviously are picking up the blue. And these are complementary colors, I think, or something like it. They go really, really well together. I don't have my color wheel here, so I don't know. Let me move these over and let's get those pink ones in here and let's see what the pink and purple look like. Okay. Here's the pink and purple with a little bit of white and gray. But look at those match too. We all have different preferences, but look at how great this color mix works with this. I could even throw that red one in there because that orange makes the bridge over to the red, right? We could do that with the brown that I've sorted out and which I made that bracelet out of. And we can do it with this blue, which I also sorted out. So the first thing when you get your mystery bag, or if you have bags, or if you have a bead drawer or whatever, sort them by color. Okay? Then find something that might be kind of not difficult to use, but maybe a little unusual to use with those colors. And then see if you can make it work. This one's more of a blue. Maybe I'll put that one over there. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'll just leave those seed beads where they are. But I wanted you to kind of be able to take a little bit of a screenshot. So I'll do that. There we go. So you can see those colors. Okay. So all of these are very different. But if we use that same base of the terracotta and the verdigris, we can make it work with each of these colors. Okay. So let me put these back in our baggie. And I want to dump out, let's make some sense of this bead drawer mix. Now, the bead drawer mix is a little more random because Miranda and I kept finding beads that we wanted to put in there. So we did. There's a ton of beads. And you can see in this bag, there is a ton of this vintage glass. It's a great deal for you. Oh, and these go in there. Okay. So now let me move all of this aside. And let me show you a little bit about what's in this bag. We had some things that were kind of hanging around. We had some vintage lucite. These guys here, these lucite Buddhas, those are cool. Some lucite flowers. Look at this long, cool. I think this is the Italian lucite. We've had just a few left, so we dumped them in the mix. We've got those. We've got some of these end of the day beads. Look at these. Aren't these cool? These were actually from my stash. I've had these forever. Look, they have little faces in them. These are Indian. These are from India. This is also Indian. These are Indian. This is the kind of bead we used to when I had my big treasure trunk in my store in San Francisco in Beadissimo. We would have a bunch of these treasures like that, these kind of really cool lampwork Indian glass. I'm going to start putting these down into color because, right, we talked about just sorting into color. And I think your eye then is kind of able to rest, and don't think about it too much, right? Just with your first instincts. Look at that little lamp worked one. These are also from my stash. I had a box of just super random beads, so I tossed a bunch in. So there might be something that's super bizarre in here too. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. More pinks. I'll throw the grays in there. I'll throw the pearls in there. Look at that purple one. That's a nug right there. There's a disc. I don't know where that came from. Nice one, me. Let's get this. So see, we're kind of breaking it down. Let's do, I kind of like how those darks look in there. Let's do blues. Yeah, purse charms, Dorothy. That would be great for these. Miranda started giving me my birthday gifts already, which I love. And today's gift was a purse charm because I'm a little obsessed with them. What I'm making next, what I want to show you next, might be perfect for a purse charm, actually. Hey, Miranda, do we have any of the jumbo or like the, how about the just a push clasp in something? Like, I think we've got them in silver. I think we've got them in copper.
We got them in rainbow.
We got them in rainbow. I don't know. Maybe just silver. What color are these? That's blue. This one's green. I'm going to put the greens next door. Okay. Oh, yeah. Perfect. We've got those two. These are also, these are perfect for purse charms. I'm going to show you what I'm doing next. My brain is kind of now in explosion mode. So you got to bear with me. My brain is moving faster than my hands. So, and that can get me into trouble. But just bear with me here. The greens will go to the greens. And if you're not sure, like look at all of a sudden color order makes everything make sense, right? So you might have been like, Kate, these bags don't make much sense to me. But once, not sense, but you know, sometimes they can stump you. You're like, what the heck?
I had a really hard time being random.
Yeah, Miranda did have a hard time being random.
To kind of put a pattern together anyway.
Yeah, because there are some repeats in here. This bag drawer mix, though, is pretty random, but I don't mind. I'm putting the yellows with the greens. I think that one's blue. Okay, I'm putting the brown over here with kind of this brick color. These greens go here, that blue goes there. These go over there. Those yellows. Look at that little lamp work. There's some lamp work. Oh yeah, and the chatelaine clasps. Thanks, JP, for mentioning. They're mostly big beads, but there might have been just a few little beads that fall in there too. So there's a random metal bead. There shouldn't be much metal in these, to be honest. There we go. All right. So there it is, all by color. Okay. Purse charms are a great idea with these, right? So that's this color story. And this is, you can see, that's everything that came out of this bag. So this is actually, I'm going to toss this bag actually back in. I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm going to toss it back into the for sale stuff. But you get a ton of beads here to play with. I don't even know what this weird blue, this looks like a piece of glass or something, but charms would be great. So let me show you how I might do charms. And then I I don't know. I also might just string these up. You can see I've used some of the, Miranda did these for me. I used some of the, I'm going to put them all on my wrist. It is very coat of many colors, Curtis. I know we're all kind of crying over here today. We'll just dedicate this, the bead bag of many colors.
Oh.
I know. I'm just sad. Sad. So see, look at these with the dragonflies. And dragonfly, you know, butterflies were actually Dolly's, right? One of her motifs, right? So this is a dragonfly also with 2 wings. But look at how great they look on just a random bunch on a wrist like this, right? Very iris apfel, very kind of, I'm going to go put on my afternoon caftan kind of a look, right? I don't know. I love it. Whoops. Let me try to move my camera here. So yeah, there aren't that many of these mystery bags left. So if you want one or both of them, this is the bead drawer one, the bigger one. And then the smaller one is this boho check mix. And if you get one of each or just one, then you can go into your own bead drawers and play around with the stash. So with your stash. So I'm going to pull these and then I want to show you my idea. And I want to show you the Swarovski because there's been questions about those. Okay. So let me do that. So let me see if I can pack these all back in. Miranda filled these. And when Miranda fills, she fills. Right? Yeah, I have a couple of fabulous caftans. Maybe I should just keep these bracelets on and just go wear my fabulous caftans. So I'm going to cut that one up and put it back in the bag, I think. Okay. So here we go. This resin, this vintage resin. I mean, look at this bead. It's just gorgeous. Right? It's just gorgeous. So when you get these, sit down and just sort them into color. You know? Sort them into color. Here we go. Let's close this one up. I'm going to give this one back to Miranda. Take this one away from me. Because it goes back.
I thought you meant the
Oh, whoops. There's a couple more. Gotta put these back in. There we go. This one, I love this. I can't keep it. It needs to go to you. I'll keep these.
Oh, the one you made.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
You don't love the one I made.
I do. I'm wearing them. Look how good they look on my wrists.
Good job.
These are just going to get cut up. They're going to get put back. Look at that.
I slaved over those for hours.
I know. They look great. These are going to go back. Miranda's going to put them back. There we go. Okay. Because we're going to do a little love over that one. There we go. This is ready to go back. Okay. So let me show you what I have here. I'm going to move this over through the magic of TV. Oh, Miranda, this goes in here. Another straggler. That goes in the boho mix. So I pulled out some Swarovski. And these dragonfly wings, this is Swarovski number, I'm going to show you. These are in the just-ins. 6905. We've got it in the 45 millimeter. And we've got it in the 30 millimeter. Now, I've had these in my stash for so long. And I really wanted to share these with you. And I thought, you know what? I'm putting those stash of bags out. I'm going to put these dragonfly wings out too. It's kind of like asymmetrical, which I love. And so I went on, I had no idea how much these were. So I went online and I looked, and one of these beads is selling for like $20 a bead, of these large ones. And I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, I've got a bunch. I have them in my stash. So I marked them down for you because I was like, that seems like a lot. So I've put them on temporary sale. They're $10.95 for this giant crystal. I did the same with the smaller, the 30 millimeter. I mean, I don't have a ton, but I have them. And I don't want them to go out into the, I want them, what I want to say is, I want them to go out in the world. I don't want to sit on them. So I price them to go. So these are the 30 millimeter, this size. And these are running like, I don't know, $15, $10, depending on where you find them. Not a lot of colors left. We do have some of this olivine. Most of the ones I saw were colors like this. I saw no olivine online. So these, I'll just tell you, while we have them, I'm selling these for $5.95 a bead, right? They're kind of a bargain. So, and what I love about this is, and I'm going to keep these like this. I love this kind of joyous, random stringing of these bracelets like this. We also did, this is the 6190, the rock crystal pendant. I unearthed a few factory packs of they're unopened. We're not opening these until they get ordered. Then they get ordered. We open a pack, we put them in the thing, and then we fill the orders. We get more, we open the pack. Is there an unopened factory pack?
Oh, yeah.
Miranda? Yeah, we'll show you what the factory pack looks like. Hand me one of those. Yeah. Is that one not open? Sealed. Right? And so here's the rock pendant. This was I think they released this maybe 2010, I'm thinking, or thereabouts. It's 6190. Yeah, and this was in the Amber Mystery. I used it in, I think, the copper. I had copper golden shade, but I also have this in the crystal golden shadow. So I held these back. So crystal golden shadow, it's 23 millimeters. Let me measure this for you. Where's my caliper? I think there's one right there. So yeah, so I pulled these down out of the bins. I have them kind of back here in the office. And I thought, you know what? It's time. I got to let these go. I got to let them go out into the world. So see, look at, it's factory packed. It's not even open, right? I love it. So these come in factory packs of 30 pieces. So let me see where the 23 millimeter comes in. It's 23 millimeter from top to bottom right there. And then across, it's a little skinnier. It's like 18 millimeter. The hole is pretty big, almost 2 millimeters, that hole. So we still have a few of these left. I put these out on Saturday. And then I put these out on Tuesday. I was also looking, I was really surprised to see, because I was going through our Swarovski, I had these in my stash. And we still have a few of these. So if you're into old school Swarovski, this shape, I'll tell you what this is. This is the 5053, the mini square bead. It comes in a pack of 10 for $10. And this is the 5052 in crystal. This one, 5052. This one is 5053. This is crystal blue shade. Oh, look at that. That little bit of gold. Really gorgeous. I love it. So we still have a few of these. So if you go to our whole crystal and crystal pearl category, the vintage, what do they call it? Dead stock? Is that what they call like dead stock fabric, right? Dead stock, Swarovski, and like our crystal pearls and stuff. Those are all in there. Okay. That's a great question. And I'm going to see the weight of this. I have a feeling this could be put on an earring. And you can see I've put these big ones and these little ones on just this random bracelet, which I don't know. It just has kind of a kooky charm to it all. I mean, it's so random. It has, kind of all kinds of random colors and stuff, but it reminds me, like I say, I want to put on a summer caftan. I want to go to Palm Springs and I want to put a ton of these bracelets right on my wrist, right? I love it. But we were talking purse charms and I want to show you. Let me check though the weight of this one real quick. Let me just see. I will put, let me see. I've got a couple of random beads here. If I were to make an earring out of this, let me see. Here's my head pin. Here's my this. Here's my, look at how cute that is. And maybe one more. Here's a, no, those are freshwater pearls. Here's a little tiny one. I'll just put this on. This makes no sense whatsoever, but I'll just do it. Here's a 4mm Druck and a 3mm fire polish. All right, so this is kind of like an earring. Colors are all wrong and everything. Okay, but let me just bend it, make a loop. Hang on, got to get it into my sight line. And I know, Miranda, you just gave me some ear wires the other day. Do we have one ear wire hanging out anywhere? Do you see one?
Sorted findings.
Oh, where is it? Is it over here?
Bottom shelf.
Oh, I see it. Hold, please. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Good thing we're starting to clean up from the bead retreat. I know. I hate unpacking too. Here, I'm just going to get this lever back and put it on there. It's just what's here. But I want to test it for you. Okay. There we go. Let me loop this over. Sorry, I'm going to take it out of frame. So I can see it. Not the best loop I've ever made, but it's very quick. So here we go. Here's our little charm. And yeah, Janice is saying, and it's very smart, you do want to be careful when you're using your pliers near your Swarovski because it is glass, right? And we do not want to crack that glass open. I just realized that my little picture was still also on screen. Huh. Hey everybody. Let me put this on. I think the pendant drops are a little too big for an earring, but this one is perfect for an earring. Okay. Let me just do a quick wire wrap. I've got some wire here. That's 28 gauge. What's this? 26 gauge. 26 gauge is a little light, but it'll be okay. Hang on. Let me get this. I'm just going to do a little briolet wrap for it. And I'll hang it on an ear wire so you can see it. Okay.
Tell Celia if she's watching.
Oh, Celia, we got your, was it an email?
Yeah, Cecilia.
Oh, thank you for your kind email. And Miranda says back, we love you too.
You just said at the end of her email, love you. So
Okay. Well, that's really nice. Thank you. I love this customer service on the fly kind of a thing. I love it. So I'm just going to wrap this a couple of times. This is 26 gauge wire. So I want to tighten this up. I do want to be careful because it is crystal. I don't want to be too crazy. But I'm going to go through 3 times because it's thin. Okay, just like that. Now, I'm going to treat these wires as if they were one. I'm going to bring this around. I'm going to bend at a right angle. My tools are still kind of packed, so I'm going to use this 6-stepped round nose, which isn't my favorite, but for this anyway.
It's like a random bin.
It's all right. I got it. So I just needed to make the round loop. And now I'm going to messy wrap this. Let me hold it with my fingers because I like the way this messy wrap looks with this 26 gauge. I'm going to cut this shorter one off because it's bugging me. Okay, like that. I'm going to hold this flat. There we go. It's a little bit easier for me. And we're just going to come in. We're going to wrap it. And then we're going to put it on an ear wire and I'm going to see how heavy it is. Now, one caveat, I can wear pretty heavy earrings. All right. Look at how nice that looks. There's a little piece of pokey wire here that I don't like. Let's push that in. Let's see if I can really carefully on these lever backs. They do open. You just don't want to open them back and forth repeatedly. So it will go on, or you can orient the loop correctly and put a jump ring on. But look at that. Let's see. Whoops. Let me put this on. Oh no, it's fine. Look, it's not even pulling my ear down. Look at this. Oh, Cecilia, she's saying she's been watching but not participating. She had to put her cat down.
Oh
no. And now she's gonna have dental surgery.
This year sucks.
Girl, I'm sorry. Well, we love you back. I'm so sorry. Boo. I'm so sorry about this connection is kind of funny. So see, here's the dragonfly one, or here's the rock crystal one. Here's the dragonfly one. And yeah, the dragonfly wings are different sizes, Curtis. You can see, let me put it back under the camera so you can see this. See how it's asymmetrical going through there? So one wing is a little shorter and one, so it's kind of like a forced perspective, right, for this. Okay. So let me show you what I'm thinking of. And I'll make this, I was going to make this into a bracelet, but I'm going to make it into a purse charm instead. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I got some 2mm cord, right? Leather cord like this. And I got 2 colors of Ceylon. Miranda just walked outside, so I can't remember what they are. I think it, and I'll ask her when she comes back in. I think it is, it was these 2. What are these? What are these? Go, Emily's going to figure those out for me. Emily's got it.
I want to say cocoa.
Yeah, one of them is cocoa and something else. And I put them together and I'm macrameing over this leather. Okay. So watch what I do here. I know, sorry, I'm not sure what, and it looks okay. It's not argentium. I don't know what is going on with this stream. I have plenty of internet, so I don't know. Sorry about all that. But
the grayer one is cocoa and the browner one is medium brown.
Medium brown. Yeah, that's right. Cocoa and medium brown. There's Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Cocoa and medium brown is what I'm using. Okay. So now I'm going to do that with this. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring everything together like this. And I'm going to tie a knot with everything. You know, maybe I'll put these. Now, let me see if I can tie it with everything. Let me see how it looks. I'm going to go through once. And I'm going to go through twice. Like this. And I'm going to make, it's like a kind of a small double overhand. I'm already seeing that this thread is going to be not right. So let me just tie that double overhand here with just this cord. Once, go through twice. And you know what? I think I'm going to end this. That's what I'll do. This is what happens when I'm just designing off the cuff. Hang on one second. Let's just, hang on, let me do this. Let me do this, because originally this was going to be like a bracelet, but I think I've got a better idea if we're talking purse charms. Let me do just a couple more of these knots. I wanted something that was fairly neutral, so that's why I used the 2mm cording and 2mm, leather and the regular Ceylon. So now I'm going to come in. I'm going to see if I can bring these edges, these ends, back up through. I know a lot of you are big fans of doing that. So I'm going to try it. Okay. Like this. Okay. So I'm going to go underneath and let me see if I can just slide this needle I just don't always have the patience for this. We can loosen it a little bit because it does take patience to work these threads back up. What you can do also is you can lay your needle down and macrame over the top of the needle. So the needle is already in place, but that went. So there we go. Let's go through, make sure we're not splitting any threads, right? Like this. And I'll talk about the unboxing. Donna, I see that you have a question. We will be releasing the kits on Saturday. The unboxing is going to be on Saturday. And usually I release like the extra kits and stuff like at midnight or whatever. But I'm going to wait. Watch the newsletter. I think what I will do so people don't have to stay up in the middle of the night, I will put them up, have them go live at 9 Pacific, which is noon Eastern. So see, here's that end. That's up. That's finished off nicely right there. Okay. And then I'll do this side. Though I do like the gluing and thread burning too. But I thought today I'd do it a little different. Just a little differently. Get this. Oh, and I could add a little bit of glue or whatever there, but I might go back in and do that later. But let me get rid of, my thread burner is still packed. Hopefully I didn't cut off the wrong things. This is just going to come under here. I'll turn it to the back. And we'll walk this up. I want to get it under at least one. Yeah, and we do have some extras from the boxes. We have some extras from my mystery project, which you will see revealed on Saturday in all its glory. And Nile will post his extras, I believe, on his website as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Can I just get that up there? You know, this side is just going to have to be glued and thread burned. I'm not sure where my... Do you see my thread burner anywhere on that looks accessible? I'll wait till Miranda comes back. She can find it, but I'm going to glue this. Okay. So here we go. So yeah, we'll release those all for you on Saturday. Okay. Let me put this lid on. All right, and I'm going to cut a little bit of this away so I don't have to. Yeah, I love our new thread burner so much. I love it so much that I brought it to the retreat with me, and it's still packed. All right. So we'll cut this away. So now what I want to do, back to this knot. Okay. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to go overhand once, overhand twice, and tie this knot. So I've got this little knot that's like that, that's right there. Okay. And I think it looks better without any other threads or anything coming through it. Okay. So now let me get one of my dragonfly wings. These have really big holes. See how that looks like a little dragonfly head? That knot does. Get it a little tighter. And again, I wanted this to be kind of neutral in color. This is 2mm cord. The big one fits perfectly on 2mm. Let's see how the little one fits. Little one also fits as well, but I'm going to use this big one. Now, what I'm going to do here is I've got 2 more colors of Ceylon. I think this is turquoise and teal. We have some dragonflies around here that are blue, which are so pretty. I just love them. But I like this 2-color look. You could also use Chinese knotting cord if you wanted to. But I'm going to come under here, center this up, and I'm going to macrame. And I think for this, I'm going to macrame in a spiral so that this looks a little different. The cool thing about macrame with spiral, Miranda's back. Miranda, will you see if you can find in my tools that are still packed from the retreat, the thread burner, please? So see, I can kind of slide this up so it's tight. Let me undo this. Let me slide it before I get too far. There we go. Just like that, so it's tight. Clamp it back. So see how this looks like a dragonfly body, right? We do. We have a no pesticide yard. So we have a lot of pollinators. We have a few spiders because, you know, no pesticides, but it's worth it.
Are you sure you don't have one over there?
I don't know. Do you see anything around? Is it on my desk? Is it somewhere? I have the lid. I don't know. Everything. Oh, check in my tool. Maybe it's in my tool bin. What do you think? Could it be? No, perfect. Well, it's all right.
Would you like some tools?
No,
Okay.
I know I have it somewhere.
Well, didn't you have like 14?
No. The good rechargeable one.
No.
Well, it's got to be here somewhere. It really is such a mess in here.
Oh,
You did?
the bottom.
Oh, thank you. Janice is saying,
Well, it's not rechargeable.
or no, Dorothy is saying that she can see graduated size crystals with macrame in between for the body. That would be great. Hopefully this one is working. No, this one needs a fresh battery.
Well, I got
All right, will you? Thanks. So look at how nice this twist looks. I'm just going to keep going here. This will make a perfect purse charm. And as you're doing this twist macrame, can you see how I undid the bottom here? Right here. So it's not clipped down so it turns. And yeah, I don't mind spiders at all, to be honest. Miranda doesn't care for them, but
You need a new tip.
oh yeah, it's a no-go.
So sorry.
All right, well, that's all right. We'll just leave these all. Don't you guys hate unpacking after a trip? I do. That's why everything is in such disarray. But yeah, and I have one of my old batteries, old thread burners that needs the battery. But the new ones are so great. They're rechargeable. The one that I had, I still have not recharged it, which is great. Look at how nice this little dragonfly body. The twist does add a lot of dimension. I like it a lot. You could also use the smaller wing, but I kind of like this one. And just keep going the very, very same way. I like the knot for the head, though you could use a bead that has a large hole. See, I'm just doing my macrame over to the left, like this. See that? How nice that looks. I'm going to do about 3 more of these knots, then we'll close it off. And again, this is 2 colors, so it's a little bit heavier. This is turquoise and teal, I believe. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down. Let's make sure this twist is nice and even. Looks good. Now I think to finish it, I want to add just a little bit of macrame on the bottom. So let me get those pieces that I put aside from before. Here it is, these two that were up front. I'm going to pin or clamp all of these down. Gwen's asking if we can macrame with wire. I don't know. You probably could. The wire will probably get fatigued pretty quickly because of all of the bending. But you could try it. It would need to be either really thin or annealed and really thick, right? So I'm going to come in, I'm going to macrame over all of this at the bottom to close it up. And I'm going to macrame back to the regular overhand. So let me add just a touch of glue there because this Ceylon wants to slide. And I'm going to leave this blue because I think if this is going to be a purse charm, we've got to have a tassel or something on the bottom. So let me tighten that up. That one. There we go. And that one. There we go. And it doesn't have to be super long, but we just want it to be finished. Just like that. I think that looks about right. Maybe do one more. Now, I will undo this. So here's my little dragonfly, right? That looks good. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I think I'm going to silk wrap all of this. And I think I'm going to silk wrap it with just this color because I want all of this to kind of dangle down the bottom. So it has a little flare. So I'm going to come in. We're going to lay this down. We've got a great tutorial on how to silk wrap. But right, I've got my long piece, my short piece, my one piece of thread, about 2/3 to 1/3. I've got my loop under my finger. I've got everything else grabbed and tightened under here. And I'm going to wrap this long piece around everything here. One below the other. To get this all wrapped. Like that. And now, sorry, I know we're going over. I'm going long a little bit lately. Maybe I'm just being a little more leisurely with my demos, but that's how it is. Not going to rush it. This comes like this. See, there's my wrap. I pull the other piece from my silk wrap down, tighten that up so that that connection goes right underneath this wrap. I will clip this, though if I had my thread burner, I would thread burn it. I could add a little bit of glue there if I wanted. And let's see, maybe Maybe about like that, right? Yeah, turquoise. Oh yeah, I should put some, instead of cutting them, I should put some seed beads on the end. I'll do that. I'll do that for the finished one. But what we would do is I would just get this. I don't have any of the blue copper and cactus around, but oh, I do. Here they are. These are left over from copper and cactus. You probably have those too, or you probably have some 8/0 or whatever. Let's just tie a few on there. I'll just do a couple and then I'll do the rest later. Right, so these slide up. I'll tie my knot. I'll go through once. I'll go through twice. I'll tie that knot right there. And then I will thread burn that away. And then you've got your little beads there. On this one, I'll maybe just tie a knot on the end or something like that. Here at the top, what I'll do is let's connect this to, we could use this carabiner or this big lobster. That'll go through there. And again, I could just silk wrap it, or I could get a little piece of wire, or I could just get a crimp or something like a transition crimp. But I think I will make it match. I'll silk wrap it. And I'll make this into a project of some kind, or a project page, not a project of some kind. It'll be a project page. So you can see everything I've used. And you can use, you don't have to use this dragonfly wing. You could use any other kind of beads that have big holes, or, anything. Just be creative. It's a great one to look in your stash. I'm going to silk wrap it so it goes all the way down to where my macrame starts. And if I knew this is how I was going to start it, I could just loop it over and macrame it from the beginning, right? But I have to go back. So that's why I did it this way. There's something a little funny there with that wrap. I don't know why, but I'll put it back into place. There we go. Pull that. Pull this one so it's tight. There we have it. Nice. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Yeah, it would be nice if you said that a little nicer, Ma, but okay. Doing my best. And this one I will glue and finish. So yeah, look at that. Maybe this one I'll just put a knot in like this, right? Once and twice. Like that. Kind of a fat knot, but I know I love the silk wrap too. There we go. Let's angle cut this. All right. Now I just need a handbag. But here's ready for your screenshot, Mr. DeMille. See, I kept a little bit of that extra right there. This I'll really glue down and thread burn. I'll finish these, put the little tassels. Yeah, she looks great, right? Doesn't that look good? I love it. It's ready for my bag. It's ready for that to hang next to my cute bag charm that Miranda gave me. I'll have to take a picture of it on my bag. So what do you think? I love it too. So here we have our bead mixes right there with those wings. We've got this kind of cute little, I love how the body of the dragonfly is a little different. You could also bead this, do that Bollywood beading around the edges. Wouldn't that look good? I don't know. I think they're all great ideas. Let me put this earring back on. So, oh, I have all of these earrings in my ears. Hang on, let me take these out. Put these down. And this one. Okay, look at that. I think it's good. All right, my friends. Well, that will do it for me today. Stash mixes, dragonfly beads, all of that I think is really good stuff. I hope you have fun playing around with the stash. We'll have these dragonflies and this other Swarovski stuff until we run out. Then we won't restock them, obviously, because they're not available. But they are from my stash. I hope you love them. On Friday, as you know, this week, jump rings and clasps are our item of the week this week. And Janice and I thought, we were originally going to do the unboxing broadcast on Friday. So we had to kind of come up with another Friday broadcast. So Janice thought it would be a great idea to do a little bit of a deep dive into clasps and jump rings. We haven't done that for a while. So I'm going to take out some of our clasps, take some of our jump rings. We're going to do a little bit of comparison, when we'd use for what, all that kind of stuff. Then bright and early on Saturday, we will do the unboxing with Danielle and I and Neelay. And we will launch the extras at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So there'll be links in the newsletter for that. We've got 9 of the boxes left, but we've got a lot of extras. We got a lot of stuff. So set your alarms. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this kind of off the cuff, digging into stash. I'm going to finish this up and go hang it on my purse. All right, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.